I hate gift giving and receiving.
Receiving gifts is so weird. What do you say, thank you?
This is Coffee Convos with Kail, Lowry, and Lindsie Chrisley.
I really want you to be in your feels, Kail.
That does not interest me whatsoever.
I feel very attacked by you.
A spirited discussion about motherhood, friendship, family, and life in the public eye.
I'm just not with the fakery anymore.
There's a fakery bakery around here.
Here's Kail and Lindsie.
Good morning, kitty cat. We are Webby winners.
Webby winners. Thank you so much to everyone who voted for us and then also checked their email to confirm their votes for us because we won our first Webby Award for Coffee Convos podcast.
It feels like it's been such a long time coming.
Yes, I opened the group chat. I have a book club group chat and the girls were like, congrats on your win. This was long overdue. And I'm like, literally, we have been the longest running podcast out of all of the shows. And this is our first Webby Award.
Listen, sometimes the respect is just not there, but I'm glad it is now.
Thank God. Thank you to everyone who voted believed in us, every single person that believed in us and has put up with our nonsense for the past almost 8 years.
Can you believe that?
No, like we started this podcast right after Lux was born and he's going to be 8 this summer.
That's the craziest shit ever. I need to know why you were pressure washing this weekend.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second because I was showing off, okay?
What?
So please don't come for me. Y'all don't come for me, okay? We have cats. I have 5 litter boxes, okay? I have one in the dog room, which is like by the side door. I have 2 under the stairs and 2 upstairs, okay? Because I was always told you have 2 litter boxes per 1 cat, I think it is. I think that's the rule. Or it's like 1 litter box per 1 cat. I don't know. So anyways, we have 5 because I'm not taking any chances. Well, we don't scoop it daily. We just change the entire litter boxes every week. And so before Isaac went to his dad's, he needed to do the litter boxes. Well, before he put clean litter in, we needed to pressure wash them so that anything that was left in it, like after you
yeah.
And I have never pressure washed, but I was like, let me make Lindsie proud real quick. Go out there, start pressure washing the fucking litter boxes. Well, I guess the pressure and the angle of the litter boxes being curved at the bottom, whatever fucking remnants of shit litter and piss litter flew back at me.
You've got to angle like the nozzle.
You didn't give me that tip. And so I'm covered literally from head to toe in remnants of cat shit. And then while I'm out there, I was like, I have to, the water tables for the babies because the weather is getting nicer. So I was like, I have to do that. That was the last. I literally did the litter boxes and then I did, which Isaac should have done. It shouldn't have been me because they're his cats. And then he's just laughing like they just thought it was the funniest fucking thing. And so while I'm out there, I quickly just like do the water table to get that ready for playtime. And I sent you the picture or the video of me pressure washing the water table, but truly it was because of the fucking cat litter. So immediately left it to everybody else and I went inside to shower because I was so disgusted.
But did you not feel like when I get my pressure washer out, I have like plans to do one thing and then it's turned into an 8-hour job?
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
So I had ordered a bunch of stuff to like do my little decorations and stuff on my side porch that I told you about from Wayfair.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my boyfriend, I was like, hey, I'm going to get the pressure washer out this weekend. And he said, Lindsie, we still have 1 month of pollen left. And when I tell you, it looks like just yellow all over everywhere. And then I told somebody about pollen the other day. I was at the Pilates studio and this woman was like, I'm from the north and we don't really have pollen like that.
That's a goddamn lie. That is a goddamn lie. Everything is covered in yellow pollen up here.
And does it not piss you off with your car?
It's so disgusting. And actually, Delaware at one point was like one of the worst states for pollen.
But why do the trees need to do that to us?
I don't know.
I
truly don't.
Is it trees shitting? Like, what is it?
I think they're pollinating.
Yeah, but is that shitting for like a tree?
I think it's reproducing. Let me look it up. What is pollen? Yeah. Essential for reproduction through pollination. It's the male reproductive cell of flowering plants, and it's often a source of allergies for many people, triggering symptoms like sneezing and itchy eyes.
So it's
pollen is the male gametophyte. I don't know what I'm saying. Containing genetic material needed to fertilize the female reproductive parts of a plant.
So it's the male part coming.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck? That's even nastier. That's even fucking nastier. Okay, look at this though. Speaking of Wayfair, while I was on my little bender on the website, do you cook corn at home?
Yeah.
Like on the cob?
Yes.
Oh my God, they have the cutest corn on the cob holders.
Little holders. That's so cute.
This one's a weenie dog because I have a weenie dog, but they had like cat ones. They have all different ones.
Are your nails the butter nails?
Yes.
Yes, that's like the big trend of the season too. And that with the wiener dog corn holders and the corn, love it. I need to see Lindsie on the grill.
My grill also came from Wayfair, and I am trying to put together a menu. This is very excessive because I'm back in my Pinterest mom era.
Love that for you.
Did you ever think I was going to get back to that?
You know, I did because that's, I think at your core, like Lindsie Chrisley core is Pinterest mom.
I would agree, but I think once I realized that I was going to get a divorce, I like transitioned myself to become a different human.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we have to do.
I never went back to it, and now I find myself going back to it. So I have been writing down a list for like summer meals that I'm going to be putting on my grill.
Can you also send them to me so that I don't now have to do the work because you already did it?
Yes, but I need to ask you, somebody from the north, do y'all like baked beans up there?
Yes, I don't, but people do.
I feel like it's like a southern thing. Like you always have it at a barbecue.
People love baked beans up here. I just don't prefer them.
Will's mom makes the most jam up fucking baked beans I have ever had in my life, but they have like meat in them. So it's like a whole fucking meal.
See, if there was baked beans that were like flavorful that had meat in them, I'm going to fuck them up all day.
And that's when you'll need your Imodium.
And then I'll need the Imodium because I will be also shitting on the floor at that time.
Okay, well, since we're speaking about beans, do you feel like it is a myth? Beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart, the better you feel. Now you're ready for another good meal. Do we feel like beans actually make people gassy?
Yes.
Like you've experienced this?
Yes. A ricotta cheese also makes people gassy, but I love it. I love a good bean.
What?
Ricotta cheese. Maybe it's just people that are lactose intolerant.
Oh my God. I love ricotta cheese.
It's my favorite.
My nanny says it's regatta.
Yeah, I think that's like the actual way to say it. But I think that the beans that are good for your heart, I don't think those are baked beans. I think those are like raw organic beans that were like not smothering with sauces and like overcooking and like sticking them in a barbecue meal. You know what I mean? Like I think the beans that are good for you are like the ones that are like.
Are we talking like kidney beans and pintos?
And we're talking about like
lima
bean. Yeah. Like I think there's levels to it. You know what I mean?
You know what the best summer meal is ever? And I grew up on it.
Sushi.
What? First of all, nobody grew up on sushi.
Our kids are.
Well, I know, but we're like modern moms.
Modern Moms podcast.
Like nobody knew about sushi in the 90s.
No, I certainly didn't know about sushi in the 90s. I learned about sushi when I was 17 years old.
Listen, the best summer meal, and nobody come at me, is pinto beans, cornbread, fried potatoes, and cantaloupe.
With that combination specifically?
Yes.
Okay.
And like peppers, like if you have like fresh peppers from your garden that I don't have, but like if I had one, I could get it from like the produce stand. But like a fresh pepper with pinto beans is so jam up. It's like an underrated situation.
What is jam up? Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Like delicious. Like just
jam
like
up.
So good. Like it's jam up. Yeah.
Is that new?
Is what new?
Jam up?
No, I just heard it from my ex-boyfriend and it sounded cool.
People are going to be like, these are the two people that won a Webby Award. Like, these are the conversations that they're having that wins them awards.
Listen, these are the things that the people need to hear.
Let me see. Okay. Hold on a minute. Rate this meal.
Wait, are you posting this somewhere?
No, I'm texting someone.
Okay.
Did you say kidney beans?
Pinto beans.
Oh, pinto. Pinto beans.
Cornbread, but it's got to be white. White cornbread.
Okay.
Fried potatoes. And
Fried. Okay.
Did you get cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe. That's it. Pinto beans, cornbread, fried potatoes, and cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
No.
Okay. I'll circle back.
That is the meal.
No, that's not the meal.
That does not make you fart. Like, never have I ever just been like, oh, I'm going to eat these beans and fucking fart.
Let me Google that, actually.
Like, I think it's a myth, to tell you the truth.
Do beans really make you gassy? Yes, beans are known to cause gas. Beans contain oligosaccharides, which are complex sugars that the human digestive system cannot break down. These sugars are fermented by bacteria in the gut, producing gas. This is why consuming beans can lead to an increased flatulence. It's important to note that not everyone experiences gas after eating beans. The amount of gas produced can vary depending on factors such as the type of bean, the individual's gut bacteria, and their overall diet.
So
my guess would be mine is going to be wrecked, where like someone who eats healthier and has great options and is more of like an organic girly is probably not going to struggle the same way as me. This circling back to that, to that meal.
Yeah.
Horrendous. 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. Okay. Well, you guys don't know how to eat. That's y'all don't know how to eat. Like, y'all are not from the South. It's rude. And I'm done. Also,
we're not from the South.
One of the best meals ever on the grill is barbecue chicken.
Mm-hmm.
The corn, like do the corn on the cob, like on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is far superior. Anybody that's boiling corn, boiling. Say it again. Boiling. Anybody who's, I got to say it slow, boiling corn.
Did you know that Fast Growing Trees is the biggest online nursery in the U.S. with thousands of different plants and over 2 million happy customers? Lindsie and I are 2 of the 2 million because I got a really cool tree that I'm obsessed with.
Listen, I love going on Fast Growing Trees website. It's so interesting, and I feel like I'm really becoming the plant person that I was supposed to be. So whatever plants you're interested in, Fast Growing Trees has you covered. You guys can find the perfect fit for your climate and space. Fast Growing Trees makes it easy to get your dream yard. You can order online, get your plants delivered directly to your door in just a few days without ever leaving your home. This was so clutch for me. I went on a vacation, came back home, and all of my stuff was there. Their Alive and Thrive guarantee ensures that your plants arrive happy and healthy. Plus, you get support from trained plant experts on call to help you plan your landscape, choose the right plants, and learn how to care for them.
I got the Yoshino cherry tree because I'm obsessed with them. I think they look so nice. Their 14-point quality checklist ensures that you're getting the best quality plants possible. Each plant is cared for individually based on their needs, from watering routines to the amount of sunlight, giving your plants the care they deserve from the time they start growing to when they ship to your home, which I'm obsessed with. This spring, they have the best deals for your yard, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And listeners of Coffee Combos get 15% off their first purchase when using the code COFFEE at checkout. That's an additional 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code COFFEE at checkout. fastgrowingtrees.com, code COFFEE. Now's the perfect time to plant. Use coffee to save today. Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply.
What are you doing?
There's a time and a place. I'm with you on the grill. I think it's far superior, but there is a time and a place. If you're eating corn and it's not like grill season, I could see it being done on the stove and you're boiling. It's not a big deal. But Kristen just asked us, have we ever heard of beer can chicken?
I've heard of anything that involves any alcohol, and yes, I have.
I don't know what the fuck beer can chicken is.
You put a beer can in a chicken, not like a breast, but like you put it in a chicken and then you put it on the grill and all the beer like seeps down into it. And
why would someone want that?
Glory. Well, it doesn't taste like beer. It's kind of like cooking with wine. Kristen says it makes it so juicy.
But will it taste like beer? Because if it does, I can't get behind it.
No, because it like cooks all the alcohol and stuff out. Once it gets to a certain temperature, it's not like you're going to serve that to your kids and they're going to get drunk. Dear God.
Dear God.
No. Okay. So the first time that Jackson ever shit and he had corn, he was like, why isn't that corn in the toilet? But I have heard some people like don't have that experience.
Kristen said this is why I don't eat corn.
Yeah, but like, why do you care? Like, have you ever been to Chipotle and gotten the corn salad stuff, and then you immediately know the next time you take a shit, like it's all going to be there?
I guess, like, what is the purpose of corn if it doesn't digest? Like, what are we getting from it? Nothing?
Flavor.
I'm Googling beer can chicken.
Flavor. We're getting flavor.
I just, like, really want to try this now.
Do y'all want me to put together, like, a summer menu?
Yes, we do.
For Coffee Convos podcast?
No, I would love that. And can you add beer can chicken to it?
Oh, 1000%. I mean, I'm probably not going to be the person on the grill making the beer can chicken, but I know somebody that can make beer can chicken that will be on the grill.
I've literally never heard of this. So the pictures that I'm seeing is like you literally put it inside the chicken and then it's sitting like the sort of like this, it's sitting. So does the flavor rise up into the chicken or do you like cook it the other way so the beer goes up? Like, how does it work?
I think I've only seen Will ever do this before, but I think he put it in there like right side up. And then once the chicken got to a certain point, then he turned it the other way.
Oh, interesting.
And then just
you do beer up, chicken down.
She said you do beer up, chicken down. Oh, they make a holder for the grill.
I want to do this. I want to try it because I'm not a beer girl. I don't like the taste of beer in any way. But I feel like it would be good.
How many beer girlies are listening to this podcast? Because, oh yeah, look, Kristen's pulled up a whole little diagram. Oh yeah, see? Kail, you've got to go on Amazon and get that.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
What was I saying? Did I black out? Oh, beer girlies. How many girls listening to this podcast, girls, women, whoever you are, actually like beer? Like, are we just drinking it because it's like a social thing and that might be what they have, so you're just like going for it? Or you actually enjoy the flavor of beer? Because there has never been one time in my existence that I've enjoyed a flavor of a beer. I just adapted to Coronas in college because they didn't have seltzers.
I'm never drinking a beer. I don't like the taste of it. And I've heard that it's acquired, like you can tolerate it and eventually like work your way up. But like that would take so much work from me to try to acquire the taste that I just never did.
I feel like taking shots is an acquired taste. I feel like drinking beer is an acquired taste. I feel like finding a wine that you like, that's also an acquired taste. Don't ask me to drink wine. I'm not.
You're not a wine girly?
Absolutely not. But
I could do like
people would think I was.
A Moscato. That's basically juice with a little bit of alcohol in it. I could do that, but
too sweet.
Beer is a no. I think coffee is a very acquired taste too. Like you can slowly teach yourself to, if you're big like on cream and sugar, you can phase yourself out of it.
Kristen said she likes a Washington Apple, Vegas Bomb, red Gatorade, pink Starburst. Well, that, my friend, is called alcoholic.
Alcoholic. Oh my God. Wait, I have to tell you this. Oh my God. Hold up. Completely forgot to tell you. So reconnected with someone from when I went to high school. Okay. He was like, I need to introduce you to my sister-in-law. Her name's Jasmine.
Okay.
Jasmine FaceTimes. She's on FaceTime. And she's like, I know your mom.
Wait, what?
Yeah. No, she knows Boozy Susie.
What?
So I'm like, wait, what? And she was like, I went to cosmetology school at the same Paul Mitchell school that your mom went to go get her teaching license for cosmetology. And we were there at the same, like we went to the same school at the same time.
Did she say good things about Susie?
My phone was about to die. And at the same time that my phone was about to die, my pig escaped from the farm. So I was like, I have to go. My phone's about to die. I literally was like, okay, between my phone about to die and the pig escaping, I was like, let me go call Kristen really quick because I needed to tell her before I plugged my phone in.
Oh my God.
So I opened the front door because I was going to sit on the front porch and call her really fast before I charged my phone. And here comes the pig trotting up to Buddha. And so I haven't really processed all of it yet, but I'm just like, for someone to know Boozy Susie and have seen her within the last 10 years and I haven't is so crazy, because this past February was 8 years.
8 years since you've seen your mom?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Does it feel like a lifetime ago?
Yes. It literally feels like I remember I remember where I was, the house. I remember a lot of it.
But do you feel healthier now that you've been disconnected that long? Like you're not as traumatized?
Yeah. And I start therapy again today. So literally after this recording, I'm going to see my therapist that I was going to for 4 years. Once I like catch her up on everything, we'll see if she still wants me to be her patient. But because I told Kristen, I said, I don't know if my therapist, because she's a psychologist, she may drop me after this appointment. I don't know.
Do you know, I've heard people talk about how therapists like fire clients, and like hairstylists do too.
Yeah.
Could you imagine getting fired by your hairstylist? I could never imagine. Like, I've heard horror stories from hairstylists and clients. And some of the ones that I've heard is like somebody comes in with this image of this person. Let's say it's like Kim Kardashian, for example. And they're like, make me look like that. You didn't go into that salon looking like that. So why do you think you're coming out looking like that?
Well, that's why I think like being realistic about inspo, like I got my hair done yesterday and Taylor had sent me a video and it's like, that is the inspo. It is not going to turn out exactly like that. It is not going to be that exact color. We're not using, because her salon uses different products and different brands than maybe the other salon. We don't know. So just being realistic, it's like, this is the inspo, but that's not the guarantee.
Like some of my favorite, and this is so horrible because I know it's like other people's trauma, but I like to go on TikTok and see like bad hair jobs, and I will look at people's hair on these videos and it's like, actually that doesn't look that bad. And then they show the inspo pic and I'm like, for fuck's sake, like who told you were going into that hair salon and coming out with that specific hair?
I don't know. People are literally delulu, like truly delusional. I cut my hair and then I told Taylor that this isn't the last time that we're going to cut. I'm going to grow it out after this.
Wait, so that's the last cut before the grow out?
Yes, because when I had surgery and I got the head injury, I had a bald spot that was this big. I don't know if I ever told you about that. So she said that the hair that's growing back from the bald spot is about 1 inch long. And then I had a bunch of breakage down here. I'm guessing it was from postpartum. So it's almost as long. I'm pulling it forward so it looks like it's as long, but that's because I also got a chop. It's almost as long as the rest of my hair. So that's separate. The breakage down here is separate from, you see it?
Yeah.
Is separate from the bald spot. So once it all blends together, I'll be able to start growing it out. I just didn't want to grow it out and it'd be so thin from the bald spot and the breakage. So I think now that we're in a good place, I can grow it back out.
Why do we always go through these cycles? It's like you chop your hair and I get extensions. You decide you're growing yours out and I'm like, I think I want to chop.
But that's the cool thing about hair is like it always grows back, and like, I don't know. If I decided to keep it short after all, then, it's fine.
Growing up, my dad was so crazy about my hair.
He wanted it a certain way?
Yes. And Julie, I mean, I think she had every color hair that you could get from like CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, like whatever, growing up. Her and her girlfriend would just do hair, like all the beauty stuff at home. She's like, Todd, it's not that big of a deal. Hair grows back. Color can change. Like, chill out. That man, sheer panic. Like, I came home with my hair cut off. You would have thought it was his hair.
Yeah. Because
I just don't understand. Like, I think we actually had a conversation, Will and I did the other day, because Jackson's in this phase where he wants to pick everything for himself. So he's like, it's my hair. It's my rules. It's my clothes. It's my stuff. And Will's like, no. And I kind of teeter more on the line with Jackson. It's not that big of a deal.
I teeter on the line of you and Jackson. And I like to give my kids
freedom,
bodily autonomy, especially when it comes to their hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a point in time where Lincoln wanted to grow his hair out and he literally looked at me and said, but my dad's not going to let me. And it's like, it's one of those things where we should give our kids the power of choice for things like that, because if they don't get that, and then it sort of relates to like the sneaky parent thing where, or not sneaky parent, strict parents thing, where they'll rebel against it later on if they feel like they didn't have a voice, or they feel like they didn't have options, or they didn't have control of their, you know, they didn't have bodily autonomy. So it's like just making sure that you give them choices where they can. Like, if Lincoln wanted to grow his hair out, I don't give a shit.
Those are things that I'm just not willing to fight over. Like, pick and choose your battles at home with your kids. If they want to wear their hair like that and that makes them proud and that makes them happy, I think everything within some reason though, right?
Yes.
Like,
yep.
It can't be crazy.
Coffee Convos podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice.
Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
All right, let's talk about flexibility, because flexibility in your workday means that you decide when and where to invest your time, like focusing on the important parts of the business that only you can do. With Stamps.com, tedious tasks like sending certified mail, invoices, checks, or documents and packages can be done on your time and not someone else's. Stamps.com simplifies your postage needs and adds valuable flexibility back into your workday.
Stamps.com handles all of your mailing and shipping needs wherever, whenever. You guys can take care of the mailing and shipping wherever you are, even on the go with the Stamps.com mobile app. No more tedious postage math. Rate Advisor helps you calculate the best shipping rates fast. Get rates that you will not see anywhere else, like up to 88%. Having more flexibility in your life with Stamps.com. Sign up at Stamps.com and use code COFFEE for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, code COFFEE.
Jackson knows, like, you can have your hair like a little bit longer, but the hygiene has to keep up. So if you're not washing your hair or you're not fixing the way it should be fixed with the way you want to wear it, then that's another conversation.
Right. Absolutely. So Lux and Creed, there's nothing that makes them more proud than when they get to pick out their own outfits. Like when they come in the bathroom when I'm getting ready to show me their outfits every single fucking morning. And that matter of fact, I'll start filming it, because they come in there, and Creed is big on words of affirmation. So like if I tell Lincoln, "Ooh, I like your outfit," Creed will get really upset if I don't say it the same to him, because he's so proud of it. He loves clothes. I'm not fighting with them about what they want to wear. If we have to go somewhere, I'll give them options like this or this. But for school, when he, like, especially Creed, he's at preschool. You know what I mean? Like,
who cares?
I don't give a fuck. But
it's
same for the. Go ahead.
Really not that big of a deal. Used to, back when I was probably like way more type A than what I am now, I'm like, okay, why are you wearing Adidas shorts with a Nike shirt and an Under Armour hoodie?
Yeah.
Like, it needs to either be all one brand. Like, why are we mixing brands?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the white socks versus the black socks. I am now telling you, I will never buy Jackson a pair of white socks ever again.
Black socks, black shoes. White socks, white shoes. But if you have the two-tone shoes, like you and I both have, I bought the Nike shoes from your link that are white Nikes, but they have the black check and the black inside around the ankle. Whatever color the part that goes around your ankle is in the shoe, that is the color sock you need to wear. Stop wearing black shoes with white socks and stop wearing black socks with white shoes.
You've gotten pissed at me about that before.
Especially if you have black shoes on and black pants and all of a sudden I see white socks poking out. Like, what are we doing?
We're just getting dressed and we don't know what we're doing.
Blend it.
I know, but
Blend
I just feel like most people just don't think of that. To tell you the truth, when Jackson gets ready for school, there's no telling what he might walk down the stairs looking like. And as long as it's not like a major distraction for school, I'm like, I don't care. It might be a jersey. The shirt underneath might not match. The shorts definitely don't match what's going on up top. The socks probably should be black, but they're white. I'm just, dude, go on with your bad self.
They'll get it one day.
Okay, well, while we're talking about kids, I had a conversation with Jackson. I said, you know what? You're going to start being a contributing member of society and also this house. Like, you're going to start taking pride in where you live and taking care of your things. And he's like, yeah, but why would I do that? Because you do it. And I said, oh, no, sir. No. I know I've done it all up until this point, but this summer you are going to learn how to sort and do your own laundry. He's like, yeah, but that's what moms do.
Oh, so we're going to teach him today.
So I have ordered a new washer and dryer because I have 2 connections at my house.
Mm-hmm.
One is right off of his bedroom. So I'm like, what better time to teach him by using that washer and dryer? It's so close. It's not inconvenient, all the things. I went on Wayfair. I have ordered collapsible, like hamper situations to make it easier for him to be able to sort. I have ordered a dual pan air fryer from Wayfair. It's Ninja. He's going to learn how to cook his own pizza rolls.
I love that. Lincoln's about his age and he just learned. So I feel like that's a good age. It's fair.
So he just learned though.
Yeah.
Was it like a hard process?
No, he just figured it out. I told him he didn't have a choice.
So what do we think about 12-year-olds learning to sort and do laundry?
No, absolutely. Isaac's a little bit older. Obviously, he's 15, but Lincoln, I've said this before, so it's not a secret. Lincoln is my messiest child. Lincoln will sort his laundry, put it in the washer, never switch it over the dryer, and then someone will put it in a basket and put it in his room, and he'll just leave it in there and live out of it with wrinkles, and he don't give a fuck. We're working on it. While Javi moves to Virginia and is doing that, I'll be working on Lincoln doing laundry all school year long. But I say all that to say, now is a good age for that. I think that that's a great, because Lux is too young. Lux is about to be 8. Lincoln is learning. Isaac does it. Before Isaac went to his dad's, he had to do all his laundry.
Yeah, like why is that still our responsibility? Like, you have hands and you have feet and you know how to walk and you know how to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've watched you do stuff that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just make this easier and you start picking up chores, because over the summertime, I feel like that's the best time for them to learn. They're not having to do school stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting together a whole chore chart. And I know that I have said before that I won't pay for chores, but I'm going to.
You know what? Some kids, and we've talked about it before, some kids need an incentive and some kids don't. And some kids, even in my own household, like I can motivate some of my kids with money and some of them can't. Isaac's not motivated by money. Lincoln is, so I think that they're all different. And so sometimes you have to go against what you would normally do to like make it work. I told Lincoln when he started doing his laundry, I said, you love music so much, put a song on, put YouTube on, and it's not going to like play music. I guess it's like sort of like body doubling, like if someone's there.
Yeah.
So, we got to teach them because they have to be productive members of society at some point. And I'm tell you what, I'm scared to fucking death.
Okay. So I also wash my sheets every Friday. So every bed in this house that has been used is being washed on Fridays. Do we think it's excessive to ask a 12-year-old to take their sheets off of their bed?
No, I don't think it's excessive. I think that is part of our responsibility as parents to teach them, because I have an ex that his sheets weren't washed for 18 years. So, we need to make sure that doesn't happen.
I told you that when I first started dating Will, there was like literally a body stain on his sheets.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
And I'm like, when was the last time you washed these? He's like,
never.
Like never, like since I got my bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like who does that? And who thinks that's normal?
It's disgusting. But you know what's crazy? Like growing up, when I think back to how my mom was, the times that I lived with my mom's a very clean person. She likes her house. I think it is mental illness. Like she wants things to look a certain way, even though that's not how they are. I don't know. It also could be like a sense of control thing. So she wanted everything spotless. For someone who was as anal as she was about the laundry and how things were done and how things looked in the house, my mom never taught me how to do any of the stuff that she wanted. So like, it was almost like she would be like, you need to go do this or that. But she never taught me how to do those things. She just expected me to know how to do it, expected me to do it, and expected me to do it her way. And so that created a lot of like chaos essentially. And so for me, I try to teach my kids how to do it. Like, okay, Lincoln, when we went through his room to do like clothes rotation or whatever, I was like, I'll go up there with you and this is how we'll do it. Do you know what I mean? Like showing them where like my mom never did that. And so she would get all pissed off if I didn't do something or did it her way. And it's like, you never even showed me how to do this.
Well, and I think that that's so negative, right? Like you can teach your kids how to do something, but expecting them to do something the exact way that you do it or want it done, I don't really think that's a fair expectation. Bro, if you want to roll your t-shirts instead of fold them, go ahead and roll them because you're the one that's going to be wearing them and you're going to be the one that's putting them away. So I don't care. My closet's not organized like that.
Same for like hanging versus using the drawers.
Yep.
If I like my stuff, I personally like my stuff hung up because if I walk into my closet and it's folded into drawers and I don't see it, out of sight, out of mind, I forget I have it. So for me, I like to hang everything because I have to be able to see it. And that's just, I mean, that goes with everything in my house. If I don't see it out all the time, I don't remember it's there. But if my kids prefer to put it in drawers, by all means, that doesn't have anything to do with me.
But I think that's where parents go wrong. I think you can teach them your version of right. Like this is the right way to do it because everybody has their own version. There is no right or wrong way. If he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, I don't care how it's executed.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's so crazy to think that she was such a clean person like that and organized and methodical.
Mm-hmm. In her car too. Her car was spotless. Her house was spotless. I mean, just, I never saw my mom without makeup.
What?
I think maybe on Teen Mom one time because we had to film and they like required it. But like growing up, I never saw her without makeup. She always had her makeup done. She always had her nails done. She always had, no matter what I hate to say this because I don't really know if it's true. And I don't know if we just diagnose everyone as a narcissist, but I feel like it's like narcissistic behaviors. Like, oh, I can mask my addictions. I can mask my alcoholism. I can mask it all by looking a certain way or being put together. And there are people who are functioning addicts and functioning alcoholics. And I think my mom falls into that category a little bit.
Do we feel like as moms, you feel a sense of guilt for not doing it all and wanting your kids to do the stuff? Because I feel it's like I love doing his laundry and I love cleaning his bathroom and I love making his bed.
Yes.
I feel like part of me is being robbed, but if I don't teach him how to do that stuff, then when he gets out on his own, how is he ever going to know how to do it?
It's hard for me to answer that question because, well, it's not hard for me to answer the question. It's hard for me because I have different relationships with each of my kids. And for Isaac, I don't feel guilty for doing it and I don't know why. I don't know if it's the birth order. I don't know if it's because I grew up with him. I do not feel bad not doing that stuff for Isaac because I feel like I know what he's capable of. And he's so like he's so much like me. He's a self-starter, self-motivator, all those things. And so like I've never really felt guilty for not doing those things because he was already doing it.
Right.
Lincoln is very much weaponized incompetence. I don't know how to fold this blanket.
Yeah,
pretend to fold it just so I can do it.
Yeah.
And so I feel guilty in some ways, like making him do certain things, but I'm going against who I am as his parent. I'm not his friend. I'm not here to pick up the slack. Like you have to learn how to do this because this is going to be a situation, not him specifically, but just like an example. I don't need him to become an adult and get into a relationship. And then it's your mama didn't raise you.
Yes, that's what
All right, you guys, summer is on its way and there's no better place to go for outdoor furniture than Wayfair. Wayfair's huge selection of outdoor essentials will help make your outdoor space more comfortable, functional, and most importantly, more you. Speaking of outdoor, I just got a brand new camper and with that comes things from Wayfair. So I just bought all of the bunks in the camper, new comforters, and I did the Eddie Bauer Timbers Green Cotton, which is like a plaid pattern. I'm obsessed with them. And for the owner suite in the camper, I did the Bedsure Boho Tufted Checker comforter that I'm obsessed with in green so that it's sort of coordinated with the green plaid for the kids' bunks. I am so obsessed with Wayfair that I cannot wait for summer to be here.
Wayfair has become one of my favorite websites to shop. As I've said before, I am decorating my little side porch, so I'll make sure that I post photos. Everything came from Wayfair. Also, I was talking about the little hot dog corn holders that I recently got. I've gotten laundry baskets from them. I just got a new air fryer, so many things. But if you're trying to do an outdoor space, they have outdoor seating, outdoor structures and spa, outdoor dining, outdoor decor and storage. Whatever you need, there is something for every style and every home, no matter your space or your budget. Wayfair makes it easy to tackle your summer goals with endless inspiration for every space and budget, including the outdoors. They have free and easy delivery, even on the big stuff. So no more huge delivery fees. For patio furniture, you get the big stuff like patio sets, gazebos, hot tubs, outdoor dining sets, and more shipped free. And you guys can find all your outdoor must-haves from seating to garden trestles to pool lounges and trampolines, all in a convenient place. Shop a huge selection of outdoor furniture online this summer. Get outside with Wayfair. Head to wayfair.com right now. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. I absolutely fear that for Jackson to be 18 years old, get out on his own, and some girl be saying some of the same stuff that we've said.
Yes. Like I can't, like you are not about to sit here and tell me that I didn't teach my son to do X, Y, and Z because I certainly fucking did. So
it's easier to just do it, right?
Yeah, but it's as a parent and as their moms, we have to prepare them for, I specifically use college, and whether my kids go to college or not, it scares me because like that's where they're going to have to go do the laundry and go do all of the things on their own first, I feel, like if they choose to go. And I'm so scared for them to like not do it.
I used to know this girl that went to a large school in college, and her mother and grandmother went and did her laundry for her every week, and then became an adult outside of college, right? And I knew this girl through somebody that I knew who was in a relationship with her. Didn't know how to do jack shit, as I would say, as a woman, but I feel like all people need to know how to do this stuff. Like it's not just a woman's job. It's not just a pink job. It's not just a blue job, right? Mm-hmm. Which that brings me to my next thing. Do you have pink and blue jobs at your house?
No.
It's just like whoever does whatever.
Yeah, whoever does whatever. Like I'll go down to the farm and do farm chores. Like I don't care.
Like, I don't feel like I am too good because I'm a woman that I can't go and like pressure wash off my porches or like clean a grill or.
And were you doing that stuff when you were with Will? Like, were you pressure washing and stuff while you were married to him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, I do think that I remember Alessandra having this conversation about this because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, we don't want to do, what is it? Like, gender roles, but there are just certain things that I'm like, I don't want to do it. But I also think like growing up, just trying to survive and then also being a single mom, I didn't really have a choice. I think right now, like I'm lazier because I can hire help, but if it comes down to it, I'll do all the jobs. I don't love them, but I'll do all the jobs.
I mean, there's a lot of jobs that I don't love, but it goes back to the conversation that you and I have had before. If in a relationship and there's two adults in the household, it doesn't have to be a pink job or it doesn't have to necessarily be a blue job for you to do it. It's whoever's better and more efficient at that job.
Yes. Like whoever can get it done quickly, correctly, all the things. No, I'm completely aligned with you.
Like you might not be great at laundry, but somebody that you're with might be great at laundry. And now that you know how to use a pressure washer, maybe you would be better suited pressure washing.
Literally? Oh my God, wait. So I told you this before, I have sliding glass doors in my bedroom that go on to like a little covered porch. And I have an indoor outdoor cat. One of the cats is indoor outdoor. She's great because she doesn't use the litter box in the house. She only goes shit outside.
That's an interesting cat.
She's great. It's a girl, and her name is Gumball Venom. Barn Cat Gumball Venom. So she likes to bring me gifts.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
No.
So, and we live in the middle of nowhere, and it's a farm, and so there's field mice. And but what's great about her is that she'll never let them come to the house because she gets them before they come close. And when I was pressure washing said litter boxes, I went over to the back porch where my room is, and there was a gift for me. So I had to pressure wash that right off the...
Listen, I'm never changing my mind about cats, but...
No, outdoor cats are great because they will make sure they won't let rodents come, because I live on a farm. Like this was an Amish farm before I like built on it. You know what I mean? So,
but are cats considered predators? Are they predatory animals?
Yeah, I think so.
Which is why we don't need them in our house. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I am, because I think they are. I think are cats. They're both.
It says they're both?
Yeah. They're considered apex predators.
Okay, well, last thing that I want to ask you about the cats. I have always heard that cat shit and piss is far worse than dog shit and piss.
Oh, if your cat pisses in the house somewhere, you're never getting that out. You are never getting it out. I don't care if you replace the carpet. I don't care if you get a new couch. I don't care. Like, you're never getting cat piss out of anything.
Someone told me that it's such a distinct smell.
No, it's so like you never have to have a cat in your entire life. Never been around cats in your entire life, and you smell cat piss, you know it's cat piss.
No, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. And I have a cat that has anxiety. She's on gabapentin, and
not gabapentin,
which is so funny. When I got out of surgery in December, they prescribed me gabapentin, which I don't know if it's used for anxiety, but it's also used for, I think, nerve pain, if I'm not mistaken. Don't kill me if I got that wrong. So I had it for my surgery, but my cat got prescribed it because she has anxiety, because it's frequently used in MS, actually. Okay, good to know. So I had a prescription for gabapentin. My cat also got prescribed gabapentin, but hers was for anxiety because she was pissing and shitting.
Is she still pissing and shitting?
Yes.
And she's on it?
No, I haven't. How do you give a cat that has anxiety gabapentin on a regular fucking basis?
Oh, so you're only giving it to her every other day?
I'm only giving it to her when I can fucking catch her and I can put it in her mouth.
Cats don't like cheese?
No, my cat doesn't. My cat doesn't like I think because there's so much going on in my house, like it's just pure chaos all the time. She's so skittish, and we rescued her. So she came from a shelter.
Bless her little heart.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I don't like to give away animals, but if there was like a single person or, two adults in a home that were like, we would take her, I probably would give her up, only because it would be best for her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a great cat. It's chaotic here. It's pure chaos.
Yeah, maybe we have to rehome.
I can't even, my Botox won't let me pout.
Okay. Wait, we have really great listener topics this week, so I want to get to them. The first person says, would you consider wanting to know who would be living in your child's other home with them, a normal co-parenting request, or is this just how it is when you're divorced? My son went to his dad's and texted me that he had a new girlfriend and she had already moved in. This was my son's first time meeting her, and I'm pretty upset about it.
I do think it's important to have those conversations if that is what I think this is a very layered question, right? Like, I don't think that I reached out to my kids' dads and the way you both got out of breath. It's one of those things where it depends on the co-parenting relationship, right? Like, I don't remember reaching out to my kids' dads and saying, hey, moving in, he's moving in, right? Do I think that we should all be reaching out as co-parents to say, hey, I'm in a new relationship and so is moving in. How do you want to proceed with our child? Do I think that's what should be happening? Yes. Do I know that life is life and it's not that black and white? Also, yes.
See, I feel like this is wrong altogether. Personally, I feel like it is.
100%.
If my son went to his dad's house and some girlfriend had moved in and that was the first time he had ever met her, now you're making my son uncomfortable because he hasn't had enough time to process meeting her to her moving in.
Right.
So you're setting the situation up for failure, and now you have failed as a co-parent with me.
I agree.
So like probably filing something with the court.
But in my experience, I don't know how other states work, but in my experience, they would literally say you don't get a say on what happens during dad's time.
Well, if it's in your court order that says that someone cannot cohabitate with you unless you are married.
But no judge is going to order that. That would have to be a joint, like Kristen and I just talked about this. That would be something that you have to agree to with the co-parent without the court, because I have asked the court so many times to have a very explicit order like you have, and they do not give one single fuck. They're not going to do that.
My attorney advised Will and I both through the mediation process, you guys need to settle this here, because if you do take this to court, I can promise you neither of you are going to be happy.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've gone through it twice and neither one of us were happy. That sucks. This sucks. But I don't know, like, this was my son's first time meeting her. That sucks. It really does.
I mean, I just don't understand as an adult how you would put your child in the situation of first time meeting and moving in.
That is irresponsible, in my opinion.
Also, don't you think it's a little too soon if the person hasn't met your child and you don't know how they're going to communicate with each other? You don't know how their rapport is going to be with each other. Don't you feel like that's something that should have been done and led up to versus just, oh, this is my girlfriend that you didn't know that I had, and she's actually moving in with us?
Yeah, that's absolutely irresponsible. It's not okay. And I wholeheartedly agree with you. And what does she say? Would you consider wanting to know who would be living in your child's other home when they're with them normal co-parenting? Yeah, that's a normal co-parenting request. Do I also understand that they're not going to always participate with normal requests or what is it, acquiesce to them? Yeah. Is that the right word? Did I use that correctly? That sucks. The whole situation sucks.
I mean, my order is so specific that if Will travels with Jackson somewhere and it's any person that's traveling with them outside of the family members that were family members when we were married, I am to be provided a list of who is traveling with them.
And I think that is reasonable, because if something were to happen to Will and you need to be able to get in touch with somebody on that trip, you need to be able to get in touch with someone. Well, I would agree with you.
Just if there was, I mean, God forbid, like some type of crime or something, and I didn't know who was existing in that house, I need to know that not when it happens, but beforehand.
Yeah, because you don't want to be surprised or, not know what's going on.
Correct. Okay, next person says, when it comes to someone who is watching your children, do you think only one parent needs to trust the person, or is it necessary for both parents to trust the person?
I swear that people are looking at my court order and looking at my court transcripts and they're pulling these scenarios directly out of it. It depends on the relationship.
I mean, I would like to say just as adults, we should be able simply to communicate with each other and have these types of conversations. Do I think that is a realistic statement when I say it? No, I do not. Do I think people that are in situations that are pretty amicable, like mine and Will's, that would be a normal thing that we would do?
Yes.
In situations that are high conflict, I don't think that's a normal thing to do. And it's really about your trust with your child on your time. I think that's how most people would look at the situation. But do I think it's necessarily right? No, I don't.
In a perfect world, in an ideal world, both parents would trust whoever is going to be with the child. The world is not black and white. The world is not uncomplicated. So unfortunately, you just have to trust that your co-parent is going to do the best they can.
But you also have to, unfortunately, look at the dynamics of people and personalities, right? So who you might trust might not be somebody that I trust, or who I might trust might not be somebody that you trust. So I feel like it's very, it's not a black and white situation.
I went to dinner one time with two of my girlfriends. This was 2021, I think, around there. And I've known this family for like 12 years, right? Like to this day, have been around the entire family, spent Christmas with them, the whole nine. We wanted to go to dinner, the three of us. It was me and the two sisters, and their mom was like, I'll watch the baby. Okay, perfect. Baby fell by the pool and scratched his face on the patio.
Mm-hmm.
She's a nurse. And so with that being said, I had no questions on whether I trusted her or not. Like I've known her for a really long time. She's a nurse, like whatever. Parent brought that up in court. And it's like, I feel like objectively speaking, both of us could have trusted her because I've known her for so long. She's never given me any reason, and accidents do happen. I still would trust her with my kids to this day. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And I think, and this has just come with parenting for 12 years, I've had to learn accidents do happen. There are certain things that you can prevent. And those situations, I feel like you will very much understand, like, this could have been prevented.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are certain situations where the child might just be playing and they just got hurt.
Yeah. Well, and it too, to piggyback off of that, when a parent has, not just my situation, I'm talking across the board, a child or children are going to get hurt more with the parent that has them more because
yes, because there's more time.
Right. And so that was like, my whole thing was like, first of all, we have a pool. He could have fell by the pool over here. He could have fell on the sidewalk and the same thing would have happened. So it's,
a lot of this stuff in these situations comes with growth and time, though, I believe.
Yes.
Because remember how upset I got when Will got in that golf cart accident and Jackson was like scraped and the proper protocols weren't taken per our order. I now look back at that. I don't know that I necessarily would have changed the way that I responded necessarily, but I look at it as accidents do happen. Like I didn't know the entire story.
Mm-hmm.
I got a story from Jackson, and a kid's perspective and an adult's perspective are very different.
Oh, thank you. Can you say that one more time? Louder
Kid's
for people.
perspective and adult perspective is very different.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson just recently got the electric scooters, one at Will's house, one at my house. He rides them with his friends. He was riding at Will's and got hurt, scraped his whole face up, his knees, his elbows, all the things. He has not had an accident on his scooter at my house. That doesn't mean that Jackson was in a more unsafe environment because he was with Will. He just happened to get hurt there.
Yes.
Just like I hate when I hear people who are in co-parenting situations say, oh, that child always comes back sick from dads or sick from moms.
You're like, what do you want them to do? Lubricate themselves with fucking hand sanitizer? Like, I don't know what you want from me.
But most of the time, the people who are saying this about the co-parent that has the majority time. And It's like there's more room and time for them to get sick. I think a lot of times emotions get heightened because parents aren't always there when the situation happens, right? So you might have been upset if it would have happened not on your time because you weren't there to comfort him, make sure all the proper care was done, like all of those things.
100%.
And that's where I got upset when these things have happened. But the second time when he came back and his face was all scraped up from the electric scooter, I'm like, you live and you learn, and thanks for wearing a helmet.
I mean, yeah, that's all you can do.
It's literally all you can do. Okay. The last person says, who has been to Hawaii with kids? Is it worth it? We live in Florida and love to surf. Just wondering if Hawaii would be worth the cost and time.
Yes.
Kail and I have talked about Hawaii quite a few times before. Unless you are saving for a more lengthy trip, I would not suggest going to Hawaii because it takes days to adjust to the time change.
Well, also, if you're coming from Florida, I would guess that's the same amount of time from when I was like coming from Philadelphia because they're both like far East Coast. It was 15 hours and then a 6-hour time change or a 5-hour time change, depending on what time of year you go. Right before Creed was born, I took the kids for 3 weeks. And so if you guys are familiar with my custody schedule, I requested my vacation time to be on the dad's week. So it was like my week, dad's week, my week. And then that week of their dad's was my vacation time. We went to Hawaii for all 3 weeks. This is when we went with Leah. We went island hopping. We went to Maui, Oahu, and Kauai, I think. And for me, it was like my kids still talk about it to this day. And if we could make it work again to do it at some point, that's what we would do. I like life-changing. My kids loved it. But to Lindsay's point, if you're going for 1 week, like 7 days with kids, I would not recommend at all.
I just feel like it's too much adjustment time for not enough time. And it's expensive.
You're going to pay $10 for a gallon of milk.
I stayed at the Four Seasons and it was absolutely breathtaking. Some of the prettiest beaches that I've ever seen in my life. But just know that it's expensive. There is the time change. And if you have young children, I took Jackson when I think he was 3.
I love that. Well, so Leah and I, everywhere that we stayed in Hawaii, we split Airbnb cost. So it was.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And because we were there for so long, every single thing that we did, we didn't do together, which was really nice. So it was literally like our families were going, but we always were doing different stuff. And then we would maybe do like a dinner together, at a luau or something like that. Like the actual stay itself wasn't as expensive when we split the cost with another family.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were Airbnbs that we would split. So that Four Seasons, the first time I went to Hawaii, I stayed in a hotel and we brought no kids. And I think the second time we went, Leah and I we stayed in an Airbnb, but we split it between us two and then another friend of ours. And so it wasn't as expensive either.
That's a good money saving tip.
Yeah, it was because you're splitting the cost with other adults. If you take your family, you know what I mean?
Listen, it's travel tips and tricks from Kail.
Imagine I'm like your next travel agent.
Okay, well, we have foul play.
So my 3-year-old son is taking a nap in his crib. Note, he has never crawled out or escaped. So we decided to lay down for a nap too. I'll get straight to the point here. We were 69ing him on top. All of a sudden I hear, "What you doing?" in his little 3-year-old lispy voice. Look over and he is standing right where my face was, just staring at me. We had no idea how long he had been there. He had never crawled out of his crib before, so we just barely closed our door. This would be the day he learned to crawl out of his crib while his parents were 69ing. I'm mortified and will probably never 69 again.
I don't know about you, but 69 just ain't it for me.
69 is for lovers who are just met.
No, because I feel like I wouldn't want my asshole in somebody's face that I just met. Like that is such a invasive situation. And also I understand everybody's not ADHD, but who can focus on like both parts?
I'm not focusing on both parts. And I also gassiness is a real thing for me. I don't want to have to worry about choking on your cock and also holding in farts while you're going down on me. That's not a good time.
I mean, it's just a weird angle. Maybe other people have gotten the angles more right. I definitely think when you're talking 69, I've really thought deep into this. Height differences matter. Like me trying to crawl like all the way up there, but I have to go like all the way down here. Like that's just like not really working for me. And if I'm not getting off, neither are you. So let me do you and you do me.
I agree with you. I also am curious for people who have a really significant height difference. How does that work?
Well, Will and I had a significant height difference. I'm 5'4" and he's 6'5".
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm a size 7.5 shoe and he's a size 14.
No, but like when you guys are doing sex, like how do you make that
doing sex?
When you guys are doing sex, how do you, like if you were to do 69 with someone who's that much taller than you, how does the body proportions work? I guess, how does that work? Like, is there a time with a height difference that you wouldn't be able to make it work?
I mean, it worked.
That's it. That was the full thought. It worked.
Quite some period of time. It worked. Do I think that sex is probably better with someone that is closer to your height. Yes, I do.
Okay. Just wondering. Wasn't sure.
But could you imagine your 3-year-old crawling out of a crib just like lisping? What are you doing? Like, can you imagine?
The first time Rio crawled out of his crib, and he hasn't done it since, surprisingly, all of a sudden we just hear, because Rio is he's like me, he's so heavy-footed, so we hear.
Oh my God.
And we're like, what is that? And sure as shit, he had crawled out of his crib and his heavy stomping ass was like, do, 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 do. And I was just like, thank God we weren't doing something dirty.
Not doing something dirty. Thank you guys for always supporting our show. Please subscribe and review on the Apple Podcast app. Follow and rate on Spotify or listen wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and join our Facebook group to connect with us and our community. We hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Stream all the movies and shows you love for free on Pluto TV.
Say what now? Showtime.
That means drama is free, with heart-wrenching stories from Love and Basketball, Power, and Greenleaf.
In this family, we live by the Spirit.
And laughter is free with gut-busting comedies like Key and Peele, The Neighborhood, Everybody Hates Chris, and Boomerang. Watch all the hits, all for free, from all your favorite devices.
Oh my God, I love it!
Feel the free Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Clocking out of the Content Factory. I'm Tucker.
And I'm Becca. And this is a podcast where we take a break from climbing the absolute corporate ladder that is being a TikToker.
That's right. This is the most corporate podcast for the least corporate girlies.
In this pod, we're in the break room with you guys, our gorgeous, gorgeous coworkers.
And you may be wondering, what goes on in the Content Factory?
Give us the agenda, Tucker.
Well, each episode starts with a performance review,
where we talk about what's going on in the week, content we're making, DMs we're getting.
A little peek behind the curtain of the content creator life. We also will be doing an HR report,
where we ask you guys during the week, what is some workplace drama you got going on?
And we'll end each episode with a rapid fire and hire.
Things we want to get rid of and things we want to keep.
For example, Becca, what do you want to fire this week?
My IBS.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And before we go, we have some action items for you.
Please complete by end of day. Follow, rate, and review the Content Factory wherever you get your podcasts.
And as always,
we'll circle back soon.